Albuquerque is one of those towns where it's kind of pick your ministry. When I was in high school, I kind of chose homeless ministry. I'd see a lot of homeless, and just driving with my family, you start asking questions to your parents. Why is that guy sitting there? Why is he holding a sign? What does the sign say? I remember that McDonald's would have 25-cent burger, 35-cent cheeseburger. We just go buy a bunch of them. And when we'd go downtown, and it was the looks on people's faces when you'd see high school kids, especially young-looking high school kids like me and my buddies were, bringing them food and just caring. And that was, I think that reaction, I needed that at the time. I needed to see thank you, I needed to see appreciation, I needed to see the joy in their face. And that's when I kind of decided that, yes, I definitely want to spend the rest of my life doing a helping profession. When I worked in the service industry for years, some of the other wait staff would kind of come to me, and they'd know that I want to do something with ministry, and so they'd start sometimes joking, and sometimes I saw through the joke, but asking for help, or whispering into my ear confessions, like, "Oh, Mike, I want to go to confession." They'd whisper these just horribly scandalous things, as a joke, and I would just take it very seriously. Some people do suffer with these things. Some people do, and it might be the person who's asking it, and the joke might be not a joke at all, but revealing something deeper with them. When I was a teenager, my family, at the recommendation of a Roman Catholic priest and one of our former pastors, went and checked out the Byzantine Church in our town in Albuquerque. And it struck me when I first walked in that within the first 5 minutes of the liturgy, all 5 senses are engaged. When you walk into the church and you smell the incense almost immediately. Iconography everywhere. A real sense of all the icons are windows into heaven. And that really struck me as something that I could sit and rest in. So much of our prayer life and our spiritual life is about awe. We stand in awe of God, and that's something that Colorado's so good at too.
Fericiți cei ce flămânzești și setează de dreptate, că aceia se vor sătura.
I felt another aspect of home in the Byzantine tradition. And so when I started immersing myself more and more in it, and I had this inkling that God might be calling me to be a priest from when I was very young, and my parents encouraged me to at least discern, to think about that call. I think like any young person, we get very insecure about our personality. I'm not funny enough, I'm not good looking enough, I don't have the right personality to attract the type of friends and girlfriend that I want. And so there was an immense need I had for something more. I think that's one way I would define poverty of spirit, is being dependent upon God, being a leech, a parasite, asking every day for everything. If I look at my schedule on my daily planner and I say, "Oh, today's full of things that I'm really good at. Today's going to be great." Those are the days we kind of need to put ourselves in check. Even the things I thought I was good at, our Lord let me fall and just be utterly humiliated with a few of those things. And you kind of get that, am I good at anything? Am I really good at anything? And we realize, no, I'm not. Anything that is truly effective is usually the things that we're not good at, that our Lord then empowers in us. That, using that scriptural idea of the fishers of men, the apostles were good at fishing. It provided them with a livelihood. They liked it. This is what they were good at, so much so that I think when Jesus comes along to them and says, go back out, and they say, it's not the time for fishing, we already tried all day, that you can imagine them saying, like, dude, stick to building houses, like, that's your thing, like, you know that, we know fishing. But they didn't. They went back out. That was poverty of spirit. That was, in a sense, a humility that they had. Jesus took something they were good at, and he made them good at it. He created them good at fishing, and he took them and he says, you're good at this, and now I'm going to take your natural talents, your God-given talents, and I'm going to allow you to serve the church and to serve God using your natural talents.